Jahmir, what was the biggest takeaway from the first Michigan State game just a couple weeks ago that you think is going to help you guys when you go to East Lansing?
Yeah, just getting off to a better start, taking care of the ball, especially down the stretch, and they're in the gaps heavy. They're a veteran team, coached very well. So for us to value every possession and to get a shot every time, but also continue to get back on defense. Our transition defense is going to be very important.
And Julian, what's it like in these games where you're playing teams for the second time, especially like this game when you played them so recently?
Yeah, it's definitely more competitive guys. Know your strengths and weaknesses, especially playing like 2 weeks, but 2 weeks before, and I feel like it's definitely adding to the competitive fire, and it makes it a better game for the viewer and for the player. I feel like it's going to be a clash, a good battle, and it's going to be a good game.
Sorry. Jahmir, I think before the season you kind of mentioned that you were kind of taking Deshaun under your wing a bit as a mentor, and Warriors kind of talked about a little bit recently about just the development of the freshmen and how they've kind of developed on both sides of the ball over the course of the season. How have you kind of seen him grow throughout the season, and what do you think his biggest takeaway, or your biggest takeaway from his growth has been?
I would just say his consistency to just stay patient, to stay ready, to stay, like just down to earth, not getting too high, not getting too low, just staying positive. You're around him, no matter the outcome or how he's playing. And he's grown so much in that aspect, and just for me to just keep giving him confidence. As you can see, he's starting to knock down shots. He's starting to figure it out. So he's so talented and so skilled that he's going to figure it out eventually, and he's just coming along as the season's going on.
First for Juju, I know that last game against Michigan State wasn't that long ago, but do you guys feel like, especially with the way the last two games have gone, the time between then and now, do you guys feel like almost a different team and maybe more confident, more prepared for this game than you guys were for that one?
Definitely, especially playing the team like last week, like I said, and just coming out prepared and starting off better than we did last time. I feel like we started off a little flat last time, gave up a couple open shots, open threes, and just putting bandages on those wounds and just fixing the nicks in the creases in our defense, and just taking care of business on the road.
And then for Jahmir, I know a few times you and I think a few others have said, stay with us, stick with us. Look back to last year from where you guys were at the start of the year to where you guys got in the tournament. Obviously, there's a lot of growth there and a lot of success that came with it. How do you feel about the progress you guys are making, especially with the way this last game went? How do you feel about the progress you guys have made and the progress maybe that you guys could make going forward?
Yeah, I feel like we've come a long way. We struggled early, so for us to be able to make strides now, winning our last 4 out of 6, it's good. We're trending in the right direction. Whole team is playing well, playing better. So for us to do that as a unit shows our potential and shows what we can do.
Just one more, Jahmir, going into the Michigan State game specifically, kind of similar to what I was saying to Juju. When you look at this game, how much maybe do you relish in the opportunity to go on the road and kind of avenge that last loss in a game like this?
Yeah. So just coming down to the wire last game, it's not going to be much more of a personnel thing. We're all familiar with each other's games, so for us to play them this soon, it's going to be competitive. The bright lights are going to be on, so for us to go in there, it's going to be loud, and the crowd's going to be against us, so it's going to be a good matchup, and we're ready for the challenge.
For either one of you guys, it seems like one of the biggest improvements from last year's team to this year has just been the ability to play on the road. From your perspective, what do you think has gone into that and allowed you guys to have more success away from here?
I would say just the experience. My first time last year, not knowing what that particularly looks like, for me to and the team to just be able to do this the second time around and go through it again. Just it makes us slow down a little bit, let the game come to us, and not be as nervous or we don't get away from each other. We stay as a unit. So I feel like that's the biggest thing that changed from this year and from last year, and just the experience of playing on the road games, which is why I feel like we're playing much better on the road.
Julian, you're coming off a game that you had a career night under the rim as far as rebounds. You've been 9+ in 7 straight games. Where do you feel like your game has taken the biggest leap forward as far as the rim protector side of it goes? Those have kind of allowed you to reach these new heights you hadn't hit before.
I'm just playing more aggressive, and I feel like it comes with maturity as a basketball player in college. my freshman year, I would pretty much foul out a lot of games, and sophomore year, it would be a little bit of the same. This year, in the beginning, I kind of was getting a little bit of foul trouble, but as the season went on, I feel like I've grown and I've been able to play aggressive while still staying out of foul trouble and knowing what plays to like let go and what not to do. You feel me? And just doing that and watching film and just continuing to grow defensively and mentally on that side.
Jahmir, this is in the first season you shared a court with him. How do you feel like, what is the biggest difference, I'd say, from last season to this year?
Yeah, just his aggression, just being more ball hungry when it comes to being on the glass. He's more dominant on the glass. He's working on his touch, his shot as well. So being able to spread the floor, take guys off the dribble, use either hand around the rim. He's becoming unstoppable down there. So that's where I feel like he's taking his biggest jump.
Your guys' defense all year has been pretty remarkable. What do you think has been the biggest emphasis or the biggest key that has allowed you to have so much success on that end of the floor?
I feel like we're understanding now that that's our identity as a team. Especially when shots are falling. Just early in the season we weren't able to shoot as well, so we just were able to fall back on our defense and depend on that. And now, last couple of games, we were able to shoot a little better, and the score has even been better, and we've been competing at a higher level and just winning more games. And I feel like if our defense stays at this level with our continued increase in shooting, we'll be great.
Jahmir, what about it in the backcourt in terms of full court pressure or forcing turnovers? How much do you think that helps the team, and is that kind of a style of play that you guys embrace?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I just feel like we're just so talented and gifted defensively as a unit, 1 through 5. So that helps a lot. And just for our press and our defense, our man-up zone, I feel like we have a lot of reps. We've been working on that for a long time. So for us to have that understanding and know what we're good at, like Drew said, it's our identity. So for us to be able to rely on our defense sometimes, and for us to be ranked in top in the country defensively means a lot for our group and shows us who we are and what we have to be and who we have to be.